vaping, the promise of being able to inhale nicotine without all the health risk of cigarettes. Well, now there's plenty of studies that say that vaping brings their own perils. Now, we're talking about one specific ingredient that was found after a study done by Harvard discovered diacetyl. Diacetyl is a very popular chemical that was used in popcorn buttering flavoring, and now is used in many of the e-juices, this little liquid that has a flavoring, especially the sweet flavors. And they claim that it creates this disease called the popcorn disease, and that is much more dangerous than we thought before.
I know, it's alarming to even think that, you know, these e-cigarettes, when something sounds too good to be true, you know, you really want to smoke without the consequence. It probably is too good to be true. I want to point out they first found out that this popcorn disease, or popcorn lung as you put it, it first appeared in factory workers who were making, who had inhaled this artificial butter flavor in the microwave popcorn bags, their facility. So it's making a comeback, and it's happening in e-cigarettes.
Because now people, they're actually inhaling it without having to work. Before they had to do it because it was part of their job. Now we see that people willingly buy these juicy, sweet flavors and they inhale it, and now we are seeing this disease, bronchiolitis obliterans. And mainly what it is a scar tissue in the bronchia, in the bronchis, that prevent the proper airflow.
What's
basically
the outcome? Can you die? Or
the outcome is that you're going to need a lung transplant. There's no cure. There's no reverse mechanism for this disease. The only thing is that there's drugs that can prevent it from getting worse. But eventually, if you want to get rid of it, you need a transplant. And even with a transplant, the first risk is recurrence. So once you get it, it's really hard to get rid of it.
Do we know of people who have this popcorn lung right now that it might be suing e-cigarette companies?
There hasn't been any case coming forward because this is just a brand new study that came forward. Harvard, the lead author is Joseph Allen, the assistant professor of exposure assessment science. And what they did is they built this chamber where air was pulling the juice of the e-cig, and then it was contained and analyzed. And what they found is more than 7,000 varieties of flavored e-cigarettes and e-juice use this chemical, along other chemicals that are known to create conditions to develop cancer in humans. But still, people love vapes. Here in Los Angeles, at least, the amount of vape shops that have been popping up in the last 2 years, it's incredible because of this idea that it's not that bad. It's not as bad as cigarettes, and you can get your nicotine fixed. You can do it inside. It doesn't have that long-lasting smell. Actually, it has a sweet smell thanks to this chemical that can give you popcorn lung disease. So really, there is no way to go. If you want to inhale nicotine, you pretty much are doomed to get one disease or the other.
You know you won't. Look, you know, I come from a state where tobacco is pretty prevalent, and you can live until you're at least 100 and smoke tobacco. There are more things going on than just tobacco consumption, like stress, for example.
The stress.
Stress is a kicker. Stress is a killer. Yeah.
It's incredible. 47 out of the 51 flavors tested, diacetyl was detected in a level that is higher than what is needed to get the disease. So definitely, if you are using sweet flavors for your e-cigarettes, make sure that you are not consuming diacetyl, because then you can get popcorn lung disease and most likely gonna need a new lung.